refrigerators, these are we're standing in front of the built-in refrigerators. Pretty much every brand now makes their own offering. We happen to be in front of the Sub-Zero. You'll find them in bottom freezer models with a single solid door.
Okay.
You'll find them in side-by-sides.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll find them in French doors.
Okay.
Not every brand makes every kind, but that's pretty much what's available for the consumer to choose from.
Okay. So Sub-Zero is basically, as we said before, the creme de la creme. Okay, here we go.
Yes, you can feel just the weight of the door itself.
Yeah. Wow.
And how it's manufactured. They have self-closing drawers, so you never have to worry about slamming it shut.
That's fabulous.
They've also introduced 2 features to their new series. One of them is an air filter, which actually is a little cartridge that literally scrubs the air every certain time period, and it's going to remove a lot of the gases and odors that typically float around in a refrigerator. And they also, this is going to aid in keeping your produce and your food lasting longer and fresher. And they give you a use and care guide that actually is color coded, and it tells you where in the refrigerator to store certain fruits and vegetables so that you'll get the most
that's wonderful.
out of your food.
Okay, terrific. That's really terrific.
Yes.
So now I have to ask you though about the doors. Now it doesn't look like the doors are really, have very wide storage, right? I mean, as far as if you wanted to put your milk or your OJ on your, on the door.
That is a good question. Sub-Zero does not offer the deeper ones for the gallons.
Okay.
And in the old models, I know they offered a separate shelf to do that, but I don't think they have that anymore.
Okay.
Their reasoning is they want you to put that kind of stuff inside because it's a little colder here.
Okay, so it stays fresher longer.
Other brands will give you the gallon, and we'll all show you that when we get there.
Okay, terrific.
But this is one of the ones that will not.
Okay, and we're looking at our price.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a 36-inch.
36-inch paneled model.
Paneled model. Okay, I have a question for you because I'm noticing, is that the compressor up there?
Yes.
Okay, so you're able to put I didn't know that you were able to put a panel on the compressor.
You can.
You
can leave it exposed as you see next door if you want that stainless look there.
Okay.
Or you can cover it.
Wonderful. I like that.
Yes, and it can become very integrated. You can actually, part of the door is still exposed past the surface here, but they also offer you the design option to completely put that flush in there.
Terrific. Let's see what this. Oh, mackerel. Okay, I'm going back to the gym. Going back to the gym. I'm going to need to go back to the gym so I can open up the refrigerator and the stove.
The seals are very strong.
Wow, it's wonderful.
Your ice maker is actually built into this portion of the refrigerator, and it will dispense ice in here. There's also a filter, built-in water filter, so that the ice that's being made will be filtered.
Oh, that's terrific. Yep. Question for you, all right, because I know in our house, we don't always empty out the ice. Is there a way that the ice maker knows when the tray is full?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
There's a sensor.
There's a sensor. Okay, great. So you're going to open it up and find that you've opened up Alaska.
Yes.
Okay, great. You have ice everywhere. Now, it's funny because I'm really thinking about having the freezer on the bottom for myself. But it doesn't look like there is a whole lot of room. Do you find that, as far as cubic space, say this compared to like a regular, I guess this is a 36, right? 36-inch?
This is a
36?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in comparison, what do you find? Refrigerator looks like you probably get more space with the refrigerator.
It's pretty comparable, I think. We can look
really?
at the numbers, but I'm fairly certain that the refrigerator sizes are pretty close. You will get more in a side-by-side
with the freezer.
With the freezer, but it's very narrow. So
It's
you're
very
giving up the ability to store wider thing in both compartments. You know, wider cookie sheets or trays. You couldn't do that in this model, whereas in that one you can.
Exactly. So if you're entertaining a lot, that is probably fabulous to be able to just open up the door and be able to put a full tray in there.
Yes.
Where with this, you can't because it's very narrow.
Right.
Okay, great.
The way to get around that is if your client has extra space in the kitchen, then you can move up to 42 or 48. This is a 42. You can move up to a 48-inch. This is the largest side-by-side refrigerator that you can basically get.
Wow.
And this will solve your width problem for trays. If you have the space. If you don't,
have the space,
then you do have to
absolutely.
go with a 36-inch bottom freezer. It has one door on it. That's the widest they'll make it because the door just gets too unwieldy if it's any wider. So that's the biggest you can get in a single door refrigerator.
Okay, terrific. This is wonderful though. So if you do have the space, this is the way to go. Now do you find like with the 42-inch, when they do the 42-inch, all right, where is that 6 inches? Do they change the 6 inches as far as, is it coming from the refrigerator end or the freezer end, or do they take a little from both?
A little from both.
This is wonderful though.
It is.
Very terrific. Okay, so then, all right, so now Sub-Zero. Okay, so we're looking at this one right here,
Right.
which is a 48-inch.
It's the 48.
Okay, and it's $9,000 roughly. Okay, so now we want to find something that, say, we want to get that industrial look again. We love the stainless steel, or even if we want to get fully integrated. What would we step down to? What would you like as far as a recommendation? I've had a KitchenAid forever. Okay. Yeah, my KitchenAid, I'm waiting for it to just like, I'm going to just push it out the door. It does not want to die. It has like a lifespan, I don't know, of what.
There's a lot of things replacing new models, but
Oh wow, look at this thing.
leave air.
I know, every now and again, I can't help myself. Okay, I have to ask you about this.
Yes.
This is wild. Look at this, will you? Okay, is this, this looks like so industrial. Is this like a German made?
It is.
Okay, yeah.
It is.
You could just tell.
It's from Germany.
Look at this. Phenomenal.
Now this is an interesting unit itself. This will have regular refrigeration space. Of course, you see some wine storage up there. This cavity here, you notice it has the BioFresh.
Yes.
It's very similar to the intent of the Sub-Zero with scrubbing the air and keeping the vegetables fresher.
Really?
This cabinet, this area will do the same thing. So whatever you store in here is going to last a lot longer than...
So it is not the freezer. This is refrigeration.
Yes.
This is refrigeration, and this is the freezer.
Yes.
Wow. On the premise that I guess I'm not going to be able to put too much in my freezer. Which right now, it does sort of look like Alaska. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to open these. Ah, your little ice, you have a little ice scoop. Very, very interesting.
And those can actually be removed.
And you could use a shelf?
Yep, you can use it as a shelf. You can use it as a plain shelf.
Oh, son of a
Or you've got
gun.
a basket.
Terrific. I like this feature for the wine. I think that's great. Instead of having a wine refrigerator, that's wonderful. Which we'll have to talk about wine refrigerators. Okay, this is terrific. And refrigerator drawers. Love this. Okay, very interesting. How to take a stop and see.
Not a problem.